Hello, welcome to my sewing room. My name is Carole. This is my channel Sew Carole, and you're joining me for a video where I'm recapping my top 10 favourite spring and summer patterns. Now, I did a series on new look patterns, I did a series on simplicity patterns, and I will link those below. But this is what I'm calling best of the rest. So you've got a bit of McCalls, bit of Butterick, lots of Burda, and a couple of Kwik Sews. But don't worry, Kwik Sews you can always pick up via Etsy or eBay. I say there's 10, there's actually 11 because I couldn't miss this one out. Now this is Butterick 6730. It is a top I made last year. It's out of a crepe and I don't wear it enough, so I thought this was the perfect excuse to show it off. The version I made was View C, that one there. Now what I did, because it was extremely long on me, I put some elastic in the bottom, and that is a great way to kind of create a blouse effect, and it's brilliant because you can land it wherever you want to land it. It's got a slight bit of elastication in the sleeves. I like it loose, I don't like it tight, and then this really odd pleat detail on the front, which was, I have to say, it was a pig to do, but made a really nice effect. So although I've only made this one once, I couldn't resist showing it to you and wearing it. So where we're going to start, I think here is my rail of items, and I have made quite a few of the same pattern, but that's me. I like to get my value out of a pattern. So I'm going to start with a jumpsuit. I only have one jumpsuit. I have made this pattern twice. It's McCalls 8218. It's a jersey jumpsuit. It's got no fastenings, but it is, because it's viscose jersey, you just kind of slip it off and slip it back on whenever you need to. So I made an original version of this in a very light blue viscose jersey, and if you go back on my channel to, I think probably the second or third video I ever did, I was showing kind of what I'd sewed in the past, and that did feature on there, and I said I was very worried about it looking like pyjamas because of the fabric. In fact, I don't have that anymore, but I do have this version, which I have worn and worn and worn, and every time I wear it I say I really want to make another. Now obviously I'm going to be putting some footage hopefully there for you of me wearing it, but yeah, this was a viscose jersey. You can make it in a crop length, but she's got it more or less full length there, or you can make it a little shorts version. In fact, that would be a great little play suit for the beach, but I love it. It's got, as I tried to show in the video, it's kind of got this over bit on the top, and how you construct it is really strange, but it works out. It's kind of self-lined, and you've got to get your head around the right and the wrong sides, but I wear this over and over again. In fact, I wore it I think 2 years ago when I saw Jen and Trish, so yeah, still going strong. So that was McCalls 8218. Next up is Burda 6540, and I made this again only recently for a kind of a beach dress. It is probably the easiest t-shirt pattern you could ever lay your hands on. It is 2 pieces, there's no fastenings, there's no sleeves, but it does have a great shape and it makes quite a good dress. Now, so the version I recently made was this one here. This was a beach dress, and it was fantastic, and I wore it on my holiday and I was really, really pleased. I have made it before, and this was the first one I ever made. I made it a slightly bit longer, and again I used it as a beach dress, and sometimes if it's really, really hot I wear that as well. But then one day I needed a very quick jersey dress, so I made another, made it longer again, but this time I added a back tie to make it look a bit more elevated, and that's the one that I'll show you in the video. But it's such a quick make if you want a quick dress. It's perfect. You can do whatever length. I have made the t-shirt version before for a quick t-shirt. It's perfect, but I can't find it to show you, so That was Burda 6540. Such a winner. Try and get your hands on it. The next one I'm going to show you is McCalls 7122. This is a very useful pattern. It's a learn to sew. I think it's probably been rebranded a couple of times, or the pictures look different, but you've got a variety of things. There is a pair of leggings in that as well, which I've never made. Now I've made this, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know I've made this into a winter dress, I've made it into a tunic, but for this one I want to show you is another quick, simple jersey dress in a viscose jersey again. I love this little dress. Always love the colours in it, I always love the fabric, and it's quite bold, but it's a raglan sleeve, really nice length, t-shirt, neckband, there's a back seam, it's just got a really nice shape. So this as well I have made just as a quick throw on jersey dress, because that's my lifestyle. If it is warm enough, I can just throw on something like this, or again a nice little day dress. So that was McCalls 7122, a really useful little pattern. This is where I started to realise just how many Burda patterns I've done. So we've got a bit of a Burda thing going on now. This is 6330. I spotted this on a Viv Mom, one of her monthly makes videos. I just loved it. Very simple, but it's got a tie, a big tie that comes round from the front. So you've seen me probably wear it quite a few times. The tie is actually sat in the back seam. Now they actually tell you to do a front seam as well, down the front. I haven't when I made this, I just cut that on the fold, but obviously I needed the seam in the back for the ties. Again, very simple, throw on top, no sleeves, it's got that nice shape again. That really is a winner for me, that shape. And if you're unsure of doing sleeves, then that's kind of what you're going to look for. It's got the jersey neckband as before. I love this because it just makes it just something a bit special. The only reason I haven't made it again is because very often if I'm making a viscose jersey top or a t-shirt, I only buy a metre, and of course this takes quite a bit. So if I want to make this again, or you want to make it, you've got to work out that you need actually quite a bit of extra fabric to make the ties. Other than that, I absolutely love this, and it was a lovely bit of fabric I picked up from the quilt show I went to March last year in Lakeland, Florida. Next up is Burda 6329, and I made this only recently again. I've made it about 3 times I think now. It has got very fluted big sleeves. Now the last version I made, I didn't have enough fabric, so I had to kind of slim them down. There is a version for a long sleeve with a tie. So the 2 versions I've made, this one I've made years ago. It's another viscose jersey, it's very soft. I put the full sleeve on that one, and actually it's quite annoying because it's quite gapey, but I do love it. That's my spring top because it's got kind of apple blossom. But the one I made recently was this one, very bright. It's the one I'm showing you in the video. I love this top and I've worn it quite a bit. As you can see there, I reduced the sleeve down and it just worked a treat. But yeah, I really love this one. So that was Burda, again, 6329. I had to throw this one in, Burda 6501. It's a funny little top. You actually cut, I made it out of a very light crepe, very slinky, but you cut the top on a bias, as you can see by the cross grain on that, and it's got a little fluted skirt. So it does require a bit more fabric than normal, but it's a fun little top. I have made it twice. The other version I've now got rid of because it was in a kind of a mustard colour and it never looked great on me. So I have got rid of that one. But I made this one last year. It's got these tiny little cap sleeves there. Cut on the bias, as you can it's hard to tell actually on that pattern. and then you've got this little fluted skirt. I think is a little pretty fun top, and then a nice lightweight fabric, great for packing because there's no weight in it at all. So that was Burda 6501. We're on to my favourite trouser pattern of all. Another Burda 6534. You can still get hold of this pattern. It's made for stretch wovens, and I have made it not in a woven before, but just sized up slightly. But I have used this pattern again and again. These are the white trousers I made out of white denim last year. But I have made this pattern so much. I've just got a couple of them here. This was out of a really strange fabric. They're all crop trousers, as you can see. This was a kind of stretch denim-y. I love those trousers as well. They're all cropped, but obviously you can make them full length. I've also used them to make shorts before, so you will have seen these in my videos before. The legs turned out quite tight, but I did manage to do a little roll-up hem. But I have used this pattern so much. I've actually got myself a second copy in case I ever need a size up, because it's such a great pattern and just really works for me. So as you can see, it's one of my favourites. The last three patterns are Kwik Sew. Now I know Kwik Sew don't make patterns for garments anymore, but the patterns are always out there on Etsy and eBay. In fact, all these that I have are ones that I have picked up in the past. So just keep your eye out. I'm going to show you my favourite shorts pattern of all time, and that's Kwik Sew 3614. You know I love this. And I have a huge section here of shorts I've made. Now, they can look so different. There's something about the construction of them. I've never made the very short version, but I can tend to play around with the length on it. They do have a zip fly. So, as you can see, they can look so different in so different fabrics. These are lovely soft linen, made them a few years ago now, sadly, and obviously I've got a beige pair as well. These are ones I made quite recently, made them slightly longer in a linen, just kind of make them quite smart shorts, and I did a contrasting band. Really like that. This was a very fun pair I made last year or the year before, out of this viscose linen, and it's a very jolly tropical print. To make them a bit different, I put some side pockets in. Now I don't know if you can see that there, but just made some fun little pockets on the side. I got the idea for the pockets from something I'm going to show you in a minute. Now that pattern doesn't have back pockets. I do like back pockets, so I always put them in. I just kind of cut out a rough shape, put them in. But yeah, they can look so different. And of course I made them very recently again when I went to Disney this year. This was the pair I made with all the Mickey Mouses that I used my embroidery machine to put on. I think there were 24 Mickey Mouses I had to embroider separately. I thought it was never going to end. But I love these, and I've worn them out of Disney. This time, however, if you notice with the others, the front bit normally extends over. To make them more jean type, this one I didn't, I cut it. So that's in line more like you would have normal shorts, rather than making them go over like that. Just a little bit of change. That's the thing, if you get a pattern you like and you've made a lot and you know how to make it, you can play around with it and make it different. Or if you see a style from something else and you want to copy, just adapt the patterns that you have. The Kwik Sew one I wanted to share with you also was a man's pattern, and you can still get this, and I have checked. So this is Kwik Sew 4045. There are some available at the moment on Etsy, I think it was. So I've made a couple of these for my husband, and they really suit him well. I've got two pairs to show you here. This one here, I think I made a year, 2 years ago. Now you can see that pocket there. That was the style that I copied for the other one, with that pleat detail. Obviously I had to scale the size down. So this was a very smart version I made for him. back pockets with the buttons. Yeah, he really likes these, and a couple of years ago I made him these in some camo fabric because he had some shop bought ones that he'd worn to pieces and couldn't find anymore, so I made him a pair again with the big pockets on the side. It is a really good pattern, and if I can find it, I'll find a picture of him wearing these. I think I've definitely got that, and then you can show how happy he was in them. So that was Kwik Sew 4045. I can't talk about spring and summer without saying the need for a cardigan, because obviously I live in the UK and we always need a cardigan in the evening. And I'm afraid to say I have to bring out this one again. It's Kwik Sew 3693. I have used this so many times that I've actually managed to get hold of a second pattern in case I ever destroy it. This was one I recently made in this lovely soft green knit. It had this wonderful kind of checkable pattern on there. So two I've made this spring, and the other one was this beautiful pink one. Again, a knit, kind of a soft cable knit. I've worn these so many times already. I've made about 3 other versions of these. I made them in a size small. It is hugely oversized. These two I made in an extra small and actually work so much better. So I'm afraid I couldn't go without showing you those. So there they are. That's my top 10 spring summer. And if you actually add it up, I've shown you 30 of my patterns for spring and summer. And I think you'd probably pretty much see my entire wardrobe now. I am a huge big full pattern fan. That doesn't mean to say I don't sew the indies. I certainly do. But I have a lot of big full patterns. All these drawers here are full of them, so I do like to use them, and I love to reuse a pattern if it's successful, because there's no point searching and trying new patterns if you know something works and you can tweak it to make it look a bit different. Thank you so much for joining me. I do hope you join me again in the sewing room for either a hashtag Friday Sews or a Lutterlo video. I do have the Lutterlo system that I dabble in every now and again. And what will shortly be coming up is my Fabric Wheel of Fate series. If you don't know what that is, you need to check that out. Thank you for joining me. Have an amazing spring and summer. I will see you soon. Goodbye for now. I couldn't go without showing you those. So I know